Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Today on HuWiFind, I'm going to be talking about what women think about during different stages of their lives. I'm going to use my experience. Most girls, when they reach their teens, I'm not talking about Africa, I'm talking about North America because I don't really know much about teens and young adults in Africa. I'm just going to go by my experience in Canada. And I understand most girls, when they reach their teens, want to focus on their education. And once they finish high school, they feel like, oh, they can get a boyfriend, and once they get a boyfriend, they they somehow get sidetracked by the education. Some people can focus and finish the education, while some people end up being pregnant, and so on and so forth. In their early 20s, they feel the urge to, if they haven't been in a relationship with a guy already, and hopefully they finish their uni or their college, they try to get involved in with a gentleman so that they can, hopefully by the age of mid 20s, they might be married and move on to having children. And like, in my experience, that's good and all, but once you reach your early 30s and you've been through maybe a couple of relationships, some people more relationships, but uh, with my experience, it was just two relationships, meaning sexual relationships. So once you reach your early 30s and you're going to mid 30s, you really become self aware and you understand yourself more. You do not depend too much on what others think about you, because that's where I think you've become more mature as a human being, as a woman, and you can make decisions affecting your life, and not worry too much about what others think, or worry too much about what the guy thinks of you, or what the outcome of your relationship is going to be. Rather, you trust in God and know that whatever God has planned for you will come to pass, and that you shouldn't worry too much about what some guy thinks about you, because if you believe in yourself and you trust God and you do what is right by what it says in the Bible as a woman to do, then you shouldn't worry at all. And not like, I saw a question that says I think the question was, well, what was the question, honey? Like, what would you do if I was not in the like? What would you do if somebody? What would you do if your husband was involved in another relationship with somebody? I told my husband straight up. I'm not going to say I don't care, but I wouldn't bother myself with worrying about it, because I live my life to make myself happy and my son's life happy. If you choose to go out and do other things, that's your thing. Just as long as you don't bring any diseases to me, then do your thing. And if you choose to leave the relationship, then you go. I'm not going to bother myself with you. And I think that's where most of women reach when they reach their early 30s, mid 30s, go in there. You become more self aware. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to point out today in understanding the psyche of a woman. Well, from my experience, I'm not sure if all women go through the same thing, but leave a comment if you've been through it and if you think what I'm saying is the truth. So, yeah, bye and have a blessed day. Who I find. Bye.